Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Cause I mean, you ain't no small fry in Oklahoma City and other parts. Erica, my dude, he opened up for, is it Layla Hathaway? Laila?
Yes, ma'am. Layla
Yeah.
Hathaway. Yes, ma'am. That was a once in a lifetime opportunity, man, and I was happy to do it. It's a great show. She's great. Her team is great. It was real good.
But y'all had to like do like an audition competition to get that spot, right?
Yeah, we so you had to basically post a video auditioning for the spot. She left the auditions open to whoever. And so out of everybody that I guess auditioned in Oklahoma City or surrounding areas for the show she did at Tower, we got selected for that spot.
uh, uh. And you say that like it's just, wasn't no thing to do.
And I tell you the truth. So we did the competition. We didn't find out we won till the night before, and
Uh-huh.
so we had to turn around and plan what we were going to do for the show in like a day.
Right.
'Cause they didn't even send us a confirmation email until nobody know who won until it was about almost time to get ready for the show.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, it was great. I mean, I've always wanted to, of course, meet Layla, so it was definitely surreal, a surreal moment. But she's like I said, she's great. We had a good time, and hopefully I see her again.
Oh, you will. I'm sure you will. And I'm sure that if she knows you in the house, I'm sure she gonna be like, do does she call you Spunky or Spunk?
She said spunk, I believe.
Okay.
If I
Okay.
remember correctly, she was on the spunk tip.
Okay, she on the spunk tip. Okay, so this evening I'm gonna be on the spunk tip. But I come with privileges, so but I ain't
Right.
gonna mess up. You spunk this evening.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Oh, Eric, I can't wait for you, for things where you can come on up here to Oklahoma City and
Man.
sit in on one of his real sessions. Yeah. And I told him just yesterday, was it, Spunk? I said, look here, you're gonna have to go here
Yes.
and get your own magazine. You know,
We working on the shoots. We working on them.
okay. He's very, as you can tell from the video, he's very photogenic and yeah, fashion. Fashion.
Since we talking about fashion, I have to highlight my shirt.
Yeah. Come on with
I
it.
don't know. I don't know if y'all can read it.
Yeah, legally black. The right to
Yeah.
jog while black. The right to drive while black. The right to enter these premises while black. The right to live my life while black. The right to keep my life while black.
Hello, hello,
You boy, what?
hello,
I'll drink to that beforehand.
hello, hello. Are we in the building?
We
Are we in the building?
no, we in existence, okay?
Hello, hello. Yes.
Hello, we the real deal. What this neck of the woods would not exist if it was not us being
No, no,
in it,
ma'am.
on it, the reason
No.
behind it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
One of my favorite T-shirts to just wear out.
I know it. I want you to wear it till there's holes in it, and then I want you to take one of them photogenic pictures that you
Right.
doing. Smart.
Keep
So
it going.
do you be really jumping all up in the air like that when they be taking them pictures of you, them shots I got of you where you all up in the air, or are you just laying down on the floor on the
No,
backboard?
I was there. I was. We shot that shot about 4 times. I was in the air.
All right, all right.
And yeah, I almost dropped my saxophone trying to do that.
Look here, don't be dropping sacks. Don't
I know
drop the
that,
sacks. Where's
but no.
Mama at? Tell her I said she need to throw a little something.
I'm gonna go try to get her. She's in the midst of still getting ready for the fashion show for our Kamava line we have together.
Okay.
We have a fashion line together, so she's getting ready for that. Fashion.
She can't just put her head in the and say,
I will go grab her right now. How about
thank
that?
you. Tell her it's a special request.
I got 1 second.
And tell Joe don't be messing with nothing.
Jojo, you can't get off the show.
That's his son. He got him. Look at him. Joe, get it. Come on, baby. Sit down in the chair and say hello and be nice.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you
Yes,
can you play anything on the sax yet, Joe?
No.
No, when did you get it? Put it in up here so we can see it, and be careful with it. Erica, you're looking so
What you
lovely,
doing over here?
darling. Okay, I wanted him to see. We wanted let him sit in your lap, so I wanted him to get it. Come here, mama. Hi,
I
mama.
went and drug her out of the
Look
room.
here. Look
You know I'm
here.
getting this later,
Mom,
thanks to you.
Don't try. Don't try to run away yet,
I won't.
mama.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. This is my other mama, Erica in Houston.
Hi, gorgeous.
And the other mama, Osa, is hailing from Boston.
Y'all all over.
How are you?
Yeah. You know, I told Spunk, I said, it'd be nice if we could at least see your face since you on every one of the flyers. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
We want to see who the love is. We want to see who the love is. We know what the music is about, but we want to see that woman that got him all
of that. Got up out them streets.
See, we want to see the love, got him all wrapped up, everything. Yeah. Well, mama, look, she showed are you trying to get off the camera already, girl?
He's trying to sneak out of here. I'm telling you, drag her in here. I had to drag her in here.
Mama, you know, you can pop in at any time during this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Just as long as when you pop in, you know, make sure it's lovingly.
Don't hit me in the head.
Don't be coming in there, pulling on him, dragging on top of you. No, I know you can do that. I know. But I wanted at least, you know, my two main everythings, these two women that have my backbone, my backside, my front side, my sides of my sides.
Right.
They my posse. They're my posse right here. Okay. I wanted them to see my beautiful mama down here in Oklahoma City. And there she is.
Meet you, ladies.
Yes, all right. I love you.
Love you too.
Okay, mama. All right.
Look, she gets out of here. She ran out of here. Gone.
She gone.
She gone.
So don't slam no doors either.
She gone. Yeah, man.
Okay, so what time we got? Spunk, you can go ahead on and start warming up.
Yeah, let me go and get some of this music going.
Okay, go get it going.
I'm excited. Can I just say that? I am excited. I'm a fellow clarinet player myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we recording.
Yeah.
Come on, Spunk.
Right.
Give us something to chill on till I decide to really open up the Debra Show.
Can y'all hear the track? I need to see if y'all can hear the track. Can you hear the track?
Not while you talking.
What about?
Yes. Now, is this an original piece or is this something you're working on?
No, this is just one of my favorite artists. I love the vibe too. I know y'all know who it is. Erykah Badu, one of my favorite artists right there.
All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Hey, Spunk. I'm just all interrupting him. When your sax is going in and out, is that because you're leaning away from something?
It's probably because the system is trying to EQ the track, my sax, and whatever else is hearing.
Okay, as long as
So what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna cut my track and I'm gonna play some acapella stuff.
Well, you go ahead on. We
Because
open. We open.
what's gonna happen is it's gonna keep trying to feed y'all. It's gonna keep trying to feed y'all different parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's going in and out. So if I just give you one consistent thing, we'll do that. Because I think that's what's happening. I think because when I talk and the track is going, I think it cuts the track out. And then you know what I'm saying? I think it's switching back and forth.
Yeah.
So
it's all technical on your end. Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let us have it.
Do this.
All right, JoJo.
JoJo, you been messing with my horn, boy? Hold on 1 second. I think this boy is messing with my horn.
Okay.
What?
Tell him that's a no-no. JoJo, that's a no-no. And Spunk, and you can put some music behind it as long as just do you. Look here. I'm gonna go at what time you got, matriarch?
It's 6:14.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and open us up. Welcome. Yeah. Open us up. Welcome everyone to the Debra Show. And this evening, willingly, you got your beverage of choice. We are gonna talk a little, and willingly, we are going to groove and jam a lot to the smooth, fresh sounds of Spunk Adams, one of Oklahoma City's own. Now, when he gets back on, we'll find out a little bit more about him. But this is all about love and music. And he's going to give us the perspective on that and the specs on that from a musician's mind, because they don't live regular lives. You know, musicians aren't regular people. They ain't nothing regular about them. Also,
well, we got a few things regular, not a few things.
Ain't too much. Well, anyway, the Debra Show welcomes Spunk Adams. So we just gonna let him just guide us, and we'll interrupt him in between his sets and get a little conversation with him about love and music and his whole approach to it. And who knows, maybe the rhythms that he's gonna be playing might help you in your relationship.
Yeah, man. Let's get for this music.
Let's get this started, Spunk. Take us on out and tell us whatever it is you want to tell us about yourself. Are you originally from Oklahoma City, Spunk?
I am originally from Oklahoma City. Yes, I am. Born and raised. I went to Putnam City West High School. Went to Southwest Christian University. Did not graduate from there, but that's where I ended up. So from there, that's where I started my musical journey. I was like, I wanted to go be a music major, but the performance side of things kind of took over.
Okay, so what made you choose the saxophone, or did it choose you? How did that work out?
I started off as a drummer, actually. When I got to middle school, I was introduced to the clarinet. I heard her say she played clarinet. That's kind of where you start before they give you a saxophone. I played the clarinet for about a year. Switched over to saxophone. I was first chair, so they switched me over, and then from then on, here we are. Just kept playing sax. Like I forgot all about the drums. I never went back.
Oh, so what you cooking? We can see you in the kitchen.
Uh-oh.
So I'm do my wifely duties. I am making pasta and spinach, and I have chicken in the oven.
Oh, that sounds the perfect meal for listening to jazz, baby. So Spunk, So after the clarinet, did you go immediately to the saxophone?
I did. I went immediately to alto saxophone that I played for about 5 years. And then I switched to tenor saxophone. That's my main horn. My main saxophone is tenor. But of course, I play soprano, alto, tenor, bari. I play them all, including the drums still. But my main love is tenor saxophone.
Tenor sax. Love it. And there's a little face that keeps popping up behind you. Would you introduce that little face to the rest of the Debra Show audience?
Come here, Joe. This is my youngest son, Joseph. Joseph Anthony.
Hi, Joe. How you doing?
He's so nosy. He can't wait to get on camera. Now go away.
He's not camera shy.
No, he's not at all. He loves everything. He loves music. He's not camera shy one bit.
Awesome.
He wanted to host the show.
Part of the show.
No, this ain't. You can't do the show.
You can't. This is the Debra Show. This is not the JoJo Show.
Right. Okay. Bye. Go play.
Okay. So now you gonna have to. Hey, Joe. Let me have a conversation. Look, Joe. This is my show, the Debra Show. Okay. Now I want you to plan to get the JoJo Show, and then that way you can have your dad, be your musician and play your music for you on the JoJo Show. But listen to me, Joe. Right now, it's the Debra Show, my show. You can't have my show.
By the way, he's using my saxophone.
I don't even care if he is. He bought.
This is the one. This is the one I bought him, and I like playing it, so he always gets mad at me.
Oh, okay. Well, Joe, don't be like that. Be a loving son. We want to see your daddy play his saxophone, your saxophone,
all the saxophones.
We want him to show us his talent. So this is your dad's time to shine. So we love you, but unless daddy can play what he gonna be playing with you sitting all up under him.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. The Debra Show appreciates JoJo. Everyone.
You have been removed from the Debra Show. So you have been voted off the island.
No, I'm still here.
You've been voted off the island.
No more interruptions, JoJo. This is all about your dad. I have an audience that wants to know about this dynamic saxophonist here in Oklahoma City. I've had the pleasure of being on stage impromptu with you. One thing that I love about you because I've done impromptu with other musicians, and when they say, what you want, and I could turn around, and I felt so good to turn around and just be able to tell you, I want this kind of sound, and you just bam.
Yeah, it tells a story. It tells a story.
Yeah,
most definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad that you are Oklahoma grown, and everything, and so we're gonna let you go on and do a little something, and
all right, let's go get into it.
Also gonna keep on doing her wifely duties, and my matriarch, she gonna keep on sipping, and Debra gonna keep on sipping too. Let us have a little something, Spunk. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
That's one of
Spunk.
my favorite old school
So
songs by Usher.
all right. So what about this love thing with you? You know, how what's your approach to love? You know, where does that fit in the equation with you and your music? And
Uh, uh, so, man, how
I'm
does
talking
it
about when
fit?
you got a woman on your scope, you know, when you
Well, so my sax. So I'll tell you this. My saxophones are all women. Uh, not different women in that essence, but they're all female.
yes.
So when you're playing music, I've heard even Prince said something to the effect of, you know, when you come up and you want to introduce yourself to a woman and you want to get to know her, you don't come up and speak a whole bunch of gibberish, speak real fast, real sloppy, real obnoxious, loud. You kind of have to um, comfort the conversation in the beginning. So I feel so to equate that with music, especially when you're playing for people that aren't familiar with you or you're playing unfamiliar tunes, you kind of have to use that same logic. You kind of have to coax them into, hey, let me talk to you for a minute. I have something to say that you might want to hear. Not in a selfish way,
Yeah.
but I want to share a piece of me with you that you just might be interested to know what it's about. And so I guess that would be kind of how I view love and how I guess I share it through my music. I guess that might be how I do that.
Okay. Okay. So when you are approaching a real female and you
Hmm.
want her to know that there's just a little something that about you that she might, you know, like with mama, that she might need to take a little bit of interest in. I mean, do you is your approach one that in your mind you see her as a saxophone?
Oh man. No, okay. So in my mind, I wouldn't see her as a saxophone. In my mind, I would see her as an unread piece of music that I'm reading for the first time. In the music world, they call that sight reading.
Ah,
And so, you know, you learn how to read music. You study what you need to know, what you need to do, just like reading a book. So when I would come to this new book, um, of course, you don't judge any book by the cover. So neither would you judge the woman by what you would see at the forefront. You would have to read the music. You would have to play the parts. You would have to learn what parts are quiet. You would have to learn what parts are loud. You would have to learn where there's a sharp, where there's a flat, where there might be a key change. Just like in the, you see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going? Do you see where I'm going?
composition. You talking about a composition?
Yes, you have to you would have to study music. You just like with anything else, you would have to introduce yourself to the music and then study the music and find out what makes that song that song. Why does the guitar play that part at this time? Why does she do that at this time? Why does she like these things? Why do they use a saxophone here instead of a trumpet? You know, you could go
Okay,
vice versa.
so it's like filtering her emotions and you know figuring out where she is at any given moment when the tempo changes or you know.
Yeah, and see that would be you know, that's to me that's like a first meeting, you know, you know, without having to get super deep, you can find some of these things off out just by paying attention to people, you know, just by listening, you know. Some of this stuff you don't even have to get deep with just to look over the sheet of music. You can see it's got a couple flats and a couple sharps just by looking at the music. You don't even have to read it necessarily yet to see some of those highlighted signs that you might want to pay attention to.
Okay. And this is your approach to a female, you know.
This was an approach. Don't get me in trouble here.
Mama, he no. Okay. Yeah, she cool.
We know.
We know she cool with it. But that's a very interesting perspective, you know, and without having spoken or talking to you, a musician, I'd have never thought of these things. Also, what's your take on it? Also, unmute yourself and give us a little bit of.
Okay. Well, I was trying to let you know that Erica actually had a question. She was raising her hand.
Oh,
question for me?
Yeah.
Thank you, Osa. I just want to say that I love that perspective when it comes to correlating music to women. And it's also amazing how you as a man have the ability to change the flow of that music. So you know what I mean? Where you can slow it down if you want to. You can drag out that note if you want to. That is so profound to me when it comes to now woman and music. That is a beautiful perspective. Love it.
Yeah, totally. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we could tell that in some of the changes in the way you were playing, you know.
And I tell you, you know, and of course I'll play anytime y'all want me to play while we're on this, but I'll say one thing that a lot of musicians are dealing with right now that's hard, because we're talking about connectivity, we're talking about music, we're talking about love. Half of that inspiration comes from the audience. So when you take away being able to perform for people, being able to be around humans, it's you're not handicapping it, but it's kind of like you don't get the full expression, because half of that expression comes from influence from someone else.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't know, you know.
So you mean like this whole COVID?
Yeah, it's
6 feet apart.
Yeah, because I'll give you an example. I can play beautiful music for you guys here, and you watch me on this, you know, virtual thing here, but I can feel you in person. If I play a long note or a growl on a note, I can visually see how it affects you, and I can feel the frequency of how it affects whoever's listening. Yeah. Something that you just can't do via virtual. But to go back to what we were originally talking about, and how she said how you can change, basically like improv, how you can change the music as well. You get to recognize those feelings. And now when I was younger, some of that got me in trouble, I will say. But but it's a totally true thing about you know, people's frequencies, their energies, you know, reading, changing the flow of conversation, the flow of the music, all of that, man, all of that.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that saying, you know, you remember being played like a fiddle. You know, it's like,
yeah,
she played you like a fiddle, or he played you like, you know, or you was like some unsung song, and you know. Yeah. Because people, when have a certain perception about relationships with musicians,
they all suck.
Yeah, you know, we tend to think that musicians don't know anything about commitment, maybe not even loyalty, other than to their chosen instrument, you know, which is where the loyalty and the commitment and the dedication lies. How does that transition over into a real relationship for you? You know, how do you balance that out?
Well, let me first start off by saying nobody's got it down completely. So I still have to find myself, and Katrina will help me say, hey, babe, you work. Matter of fact, no lie, she just told me this past weekend, she said, babe, you work too much. You don't go out. You don't, you know, so it's not you don't find you don't make it. You don't make it to a point where you've got it figured out, but you do fine tune and get better at being able to balance the drive you have as a musician, the passion you have, the love you have for, I have to play this music, I feel this music, I have to share this music, and also being able to be relatable. Just somebody being able to talk to you, or if they need you to listen, you know, you have to be able to do that. And the way I do it is, well, Katrina just yells at me. She said, babe, I need you back for 5 minutes. No, but I say that in a joking matter, but seriously, you know, your peers or people close around you that know your passion, whether it be for music or whether it be for sports or whether it be whatever it is, that know your passion, they'll kind of act as a guardrail sometimes when they see you get too involved. I feel like, at least they have in my life. If I go in a hole, they're like, hey, you got people that want to see you. You got people that want to talk to you. How you doing? How's your mental doing? You know, you can't just, a lot of times creative people, we struggle with our ideas and don't know how to get them out. So a lot of times we be trapped in our head, you know, talking to ourselves, blah, 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 blah. But when you got a good corner of people around you that's close to you and they understand your drive, they understand your dream and understand your passion without judgment, I find that helps me balance the back and forth.
Mm-hmm. How long have you and Katrina been together?
5 years.
You stretched that out. You said 5
years. That's
not a long time, Spunk.
It's not a long time, but that's a stretch for, like, I never would have thought. That's a stretch. That's what that stretch is. And that stretch is also like, it's good. It's cool.
It's good. It's cool. All right. Well, give us another little something that's good and cool when you're thinking about how long, you know, you've been stretching it out with Mama.
Oh, I got one for you. I got one for you. This one. Let's see here. 1 second.
And you know, I've been getting a lot of hits on my Instagram, a lot from musicians. So I don't know, Spunk. I think I'm gonna have to continue to have you pop in with guest appearances. And
I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do this thing.
Ready? Here we go. And 1.
We're losing you. Spunk. Okay.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a little bit of music soul child there for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Loving it. Loving it. Loving
Too.
it. Yeah. I had my own little just from a little pieces of the conversations that we've already had thus far, was putting it together some, like you said, as artists, we get around other artists, and every one of the females that have joined me for this special interview are creatives. And I don't know what they were thinking in their mind, but just from what was going through mine was uh, give me a little bit more of that, and just let me do a little impromptu of what I was hearing in my mind. Spunk. Kick that back. Yeah, kick that back.
Me to run it back?
Yeah, run that back. Kick that back. I'm gonna let you see. I'm gonna let you hear what being played in my mind was.
Got you. I got you.
Yeah. It's been a minute since I've been on stage, as a spoken word artist, a dope poet artist here in Oklahoma City. And we've had the pleasure of having Spunk at Ice Event Center Bar and Grill, him and his band, and to give some music behind the poets. And so I'm gonna let him run that back. And $36.24, $36. Yeah, I was there once. I see that there's a brother that has got his eye on me. Yeah, I'm wondering if he's figured out my sharps. I'm wondering if he's wanting to still on my flats. I'm wondering if he got the right kind of hands that can tap. Sharps and flats. I'm a composition. A musician's dream, I am. Robed in flesh, I am. The tune of love, I am. Sexy, yes, I am.
Yeah. Just like old times right there.
Thank you, Spunk.
Yeah, man. See, once we get out of all this mess we in, we can go back to doing these shows. We gonna have some stuff for them. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It is so easy to do impromptu with you. I have found that because I love saxophones. I'm a brass girl. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, and I just love what you do when you're on stage. Another thing, when we're talking about love and music and different approaches, how does music keep you from allowing your relationship to become toxic?
Well, I'm very lucky with that one. Let me tell you why. So I DJ as well.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, being a DJ, you have to have if you want to be a great DJ, you need a wide variety of music. You need to know different styles, different eras of music. So Katrina knows a ton of music. And so we kind of got lucky with that, is, even sometimes, say we might get in an argument or something like that, somebody might be not having a good day or something just ain't right in the air. We listen to so much of the daggone same music that, it takes the words away, and then there's peace sometimes just off the simple music. So for us, that I got kind of lucky at that, because like I said, I love music to death, and her knowledge of just different, she knows music, she knows songs I wouldn't think she would ever know, and she'd be like, I remember that from a movie or something, and she actually likes the tune. and it's not just, you know, like one style of music. It's different different genres of music. So for me, when people like different styles of music, it lets me know that you're a listener and you're available to hear and see different perspectives.
Okay.
You might not agree with it,
Mm-hmm.
but at least you are open to hear and understand what makes it what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, that I guess that's another plus, you know, for how we communicate in the balance that helps us be able to be open. Because one thing that we established when we got together, especially coming from the way I was living, what I was doing, whatever she was doing, I said, you know, if I got another relationship, I wanted to be one. We say 100. You know what I mean? I didn't want any secrets. I didn't want to have to hide anything. Who I am is who I am. What you see is what you get. Let's grow together, but let's both have a clear understanding of where we are to grow. And so for us, that being a starting point was ideal. I mean, I would brag on I brag on us against anybody. I know married couples that have been together for umpteen thousands of years, and they scared to let their partner see their cell phone. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Katrina has a phone print on my phone. I have a phone print on her phone. We basically have group phones. So it's like so I mean, you know, so everything is very open. Now I'm not saying, yeah, we just have this perfect fairy tale relationship. No. But as far as the realness, that was something that we wanted to keep and was important to us. Like, hey, I don't care what it is, we real to the bone. We are who we are. That's our brick right there. We gotta have that brick.
Right.
100%.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that. Because I think a lot of times what creates toxicity in relationships, they get stale.
Yeah.
You know, after you've been with a person for, you know, a great amount of time, a good deal of time, and you figure out that you know each other. It's like, uh, I know you, you know me. We're not doing anything different. There's no variety. There's no this. So you kind of just become complacent.
Yeah.
I think sometimes complacency is an ideal festering bed for toxicity. Um, and I'm
You
glad that you talked
can't
about.
have you can't have nothing toxic.
Mm-mm,
Mm-mm.
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. And to be with a companion like Christina, for her to love music and you love music, and you all allow music to be like one of the medicinals
Yeah.
in your relationship, and like you say, that brick, so that you know you can keep it real, you know, that
Yeah.
foundation, definitely real is ideal. How do you feel? I mean, where are you when you take yourself out on the road and Katrina doesn't get to go with you, and so on and so forth, and uh you know, you're an attractive man, and you know you've got females coming up to you, and you know the females are there, and she know they're gonna be there. And I mean, as a musician, I mean, because this is what musicians are, magnets
Yeah. I
for.
mean, yeah, like you don't even have to be handsome or pretty or any of those things. Just the simple fact that you express creativity will draw people. It goes beyond. Of course, you know you got physical attraction, but when you're a creative, not even just magnifying it towards just musicians. When you're a creative, people are drawn to you, and they don't know why. They just want to sit by you, stand by you. You know, it's just because there's something in you that's driving. They don't know what it is, but it's like a frequency is like this. They feel it, you know, just going crazy, and it's like, what's going on? It's like, you remember those little door stoppers behind the door? You
Yeah,
playing
yeah,
you playing with them
with the
things,
spring.
and
Yeah,
it's gonna give you all it's got, right?
right,
And
right.
that's how creatives are. Um, you know, we go hard for what we believe in. I'm sorry. What was your main question
No,
again? Ask
but
me
the
one more.
main question is now those that are just drawn to you, who want to sit next to you, blah blah blah. Now, so what do you do when you have a female that wants to, you know, go back to the band room with you? She wants to look like, you know, even though you tell her that, you know,
Okay.
I have.
I'll tell you this. Oklahoma City, that does not happen to me. On the road, that happens. And on the road, I mean, I've been doing this so long. I'm cold with it. I put on that pretty fake ass smile and, oh, thank you, I appreciate it, and I get the hell up out of there. But in Oklahoma City, me and Katrina laugh about that all the time. I don't get hit on in Oklahoma City. I don't have a problem going in. I can go out somewhere by myself, be in my damn drawers. I don't think nobody gonna say nothing to me. Katrina,
they know Katrina.
Katrina bulldog. She
yeah,
bulldog.
we all know Katrina.
You're bulldog. But in other, like I said, in other states and other cities, it happens all the time. Like I said, it's part of being a musician. It's part of being on the road. But I don't. It doesn't bother me because I also understand that I have a very attractive wife. So it's like the same respect she's giving me to be out on this road doing what I need to do, handling business and coming home. I hold her to the same standard. You know, so it's not like I'm just out there thinking about me, like, oh, maybe make sure I'm not, you know, it's kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of a like I got your back, you got my back kind of deal. Yeah. It's like, you know, I don't have to worry about that because I know I know where we stand. You know, kind of deal. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Because it happens all the time. Like, guys ask me all the time, like, man, how you? Because I tell you, I like to dress Katrina. I tell you, could ask me right now. Half her outfits I style. I like my woman to look good when she go out, whether I'm there or not. So, you know, because
JoJo,
so because some guys don't like that. Wait, how did you sneak back in here,
JoJo? You know,
I didn't even realize. Go to your room. Go to your room. Get out. But anyway, I was saying, some guys don't like that. Some guys, if they're not with their woman, they want them looking like they're going to Walmart. And that, you know, you know, to me, that's the low self-esteem thing.
On the man's part.
On the yeah. Because if my woman's all that in a bag of chips, you best believe I think I am too. So we both gonna be out there barbecuing.
All right. Hey, and speaking of barbecuing, can you give us a little bit of family barbecue?
Okay. So I tried to find the track by itself, and I could not find it without my horn already on it. But I can play the track for you.
Okay.
But because I don't want to play over my horn I already played on. Okay. But yeah, family barbecue is out everywhere. I dropped that. Man.
Tell us where we can get it. I mean, you know,
you can get it. So, you know, we're in the digital age. You can get it on any digital platform. That's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever you use, I'm on there. Whatever it is.
And the title cut is Family Barbecue Spunk Adams.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Family Barbecue is a title cut. My latest single, though, however, that's got the most hype right now is a song entitled "Good Morning." Now, I had a vision in mind for "Good Morning." The cover of "Good Morning" is a black lady with a beautiful big brown fro. She's waking up out of bed.
Yeah.
And she's embracing the day. She's yawning. It's got some great color on it. It's got some sunshine shining. Yeah. And when you listen to the song, my thought process was literally God whispering your ear in the morning and getting you started. You're getting through your day. You got your good vibes going. You get frequencies, good energy going. And by the end of the song, you're ready to start your day and go do what you have to do. That was my goal. I hope when the listeners hear it that they get the same kind of feeling. But that song is entitled "Good Morning." You can find it everywhere under Spunk Adams. That's the hot tune right out right now.
And that's the one that I used for the grand finale video is Good Morning. That's the one that everybody is listening to. If you get a chance to check out the grand finale video announcing that Spunk would be with us this evening, the music you're listening to is Good Morning. I thought that would be befitting to,
Yes.
go out with that one. Okay. Erica, do you have any thoughts that you want to
Yeah.
contribute? Anything
Question.
you want to questions for Spunk?
I like questions. Questions are fun.
Okay.
Yes. Being a fellow creative myself and a music fanatic, how hard was it for you to, I mean, obviously you have your match right now with Miss Katrina, but before that in dating, did you find it difficult to date when people didn't understand that you just wanted to listen to music? I don't want the TV on. We don't have to talk. You know what I mean? Just that balance with people understanding how passionate you are about music when they maybe didn't understand.
Okay, so if I answer that honestly, it was
Yes.
difficult. The reason it was difficult to date being younger was more so because of the attraction to younger women wanting to be around musicians and the the idol that we are over time.
Yeah.
When people think musician, they don't think local music. They don't think the guy trying to make it. They think, oh, you're a musician. Oh, you're a rock star. Oh, you know, you're touring. You're living life. You're partying. And so that tail follows us to clubs, to parties, to venues, to wherever we go. So when you're in your mid-20s, whatever you are, and you living this life, and that tail is following you all the way around, it's very hard to get a serious relationship with substance when people want to live a fantasy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that was the hard part for me, honestly, and because I was still trying to live a rock star fantasy too. Like, oh, I'm a musician, I'm young, I'm kicking it. Right. So then you got young women come around with it. Okay. But then after you play those spots after a while, you like, man, it's got to be more than this. This ain't it. This ain't it. So you get tired.
Yeah.
Get tired.
Yeah.
Wow. So did you have any girlfriends in your teenage years and before you did?
Yeah,
But
I dated a lot of women, but I was not the right person they should have been dating at that time.
we are so grateful for your honesty.
Man, you got to come somewhere, don't
Appreciate
you?
it, bro. Appreciate it.
You got to come from somewhere, man. You got to come from somewhere.
Yes, everybody got to come from. So now you have also an anime, a project, going on. Tell us a little bit about that.
We are a group of some of the band members team. We are coming together to write a black anime. We love cartoons. We love comics. We love kung fu movies, fighting. We grew up on The Last Dragon, all of that stuff. But when we got on Google or whatever you have it to search, like, hey, let's find some black animes, some black fighting kung fu cartoons or whatever. There's only a few that popped up, and then the ones that pop up, like Boondocks, are great, but it doesn't stick to the traditional aspects of anime. It's more of it's kind of its own sitcom show. They kind of changed the aspects of anime on it, but it's still considered an anime. But we wanted to make something that they gonna watch over in China and be like, oh, I got to get this on my screen.
Right.
That identifies with what we call anime. And we're also writing all the music. So all the music you hear on the show is going to be original music. The characters will be based on real people. We're going to have some guests cartoonists on there. The premise of the show is dated. It's dated like 2025.
Okay.
Just to give you kind of a little outlier, but not too much. It's dated future date 2025, and basically the creativity basically has been banned. All forms of creativity has been banned. So that's music, art, free expression, poet, whatever you do that is creativity other than any creativity has been banned. So basically, there's an underground society that is working together to overthrow the governmental power that has banned creativity. And in the show, you figure out why they don't want you to imagine or create.
Right. And I see that Spunk is a character.
Spunk is a character in the show. His name might change. I didn't want to really use my personality in the show. They wanted to do it, so it's there for now. But that might change. Like I said, we dropped the trailer, but that might change.
Why would you? Spunk is so fitting, you know, for the anime. The idea of banning creativity and imagination. So
yeah,
I'm just here to say, I think you should leave it on there.
I hear you loud and clear. I hear
And
you.
so, you know, you are into so many. Katrina's a fashion designer and hellacious model herself. And then there's you. So what is that like? Give me a little fusion of, and you can put that to music if you like, a little fusion of you and fashion. I mean, where'd you get your confidence? I mean, you know,
Man,
okay, now wait, Spunk, because you know, you're a little small frame, kind of.
I'm gonna tell you exactly. I'm gonna tell you exactly where all that confidence came from. I don't remember what day it was, but it was years ago. I was out of high school. I don't know what I was doing, but one day I had a conversation with myself, as we all do.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I just said, I do not care. I don't want to walk around here looking like the next mannequin model. I
Right.
want to look like Spunky. That's why the name is Spunk, because you don't know what junk you're gonna get. I want to be, you know what I'm saying? You might see me in a nice suit that you would see, you know, a businessman wearing one day, and the next day you might see me in checkered everything. You know, and it's all I wear what I wear. My fashion is totally based on how I'm feeling, my personality, and statements that I'm trying to make. Sometimes I wear stuff just to make people feel uncomfortable. Because here's the deal. I didn't do good in school. I was that kid that asked too many questions in school. I was that kid in that was challenging history teachers in middle school. Like, okay, you tell me that's history, but history is only somebody else's recollection of what happened. I was that kid.
Right.
So when I got older and people told me that I couldn't put purple with pink or something, I said, why? It's a color. Why not? For all we know, we've been calling it red. That might not even be red. I was one of those. I'm one of those people. So when it comes to doing stuff that society says, oh, we're supposed to, man, get out of here. Says who?
I was trying to get over to my I want to share some of your
Man, you got to show me some of these tricks, man. You got this thing down.
yeah. Well, actually, I wish I had sent them all to Osa. But I wanna, because you know, sometimes when I see you and even I see what you're wearing, I'll be like thinking to myself, Spunk, what the hell?
Man, I did my job then.
Wait a minute, you did your job. Okay. Let me see if they'll be. Can y'all see this?
Oh, that was the Layla show.
You open for her dressed like that?
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's creative,
you know
though.
And she loved it. She said, man, y'all some funky people. Now, y'all different. I said, we sure are.
Layla will take her shoes off on stage.
She sure will. That's Layla, right? Layla show right there. Yes, ma'am.
Wow. I didn't know that. But as soon as I saw it, because I had to go and get pictures off of you.
Now, you know those aren't pants, though, right?
Those are slacks.
Right? No, they ain't slacks either. Those
what are they?
Black overalls.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Those are black overalls that I took the buttons off and folded them down, and I cut the holes in them.
Wow.
That's dope.
If you look closely, you can see it folded over in the front.
See, I see that now. I see that. But I didn't know like how I didn't know if you bought them, because you can buy them with holes and stuff torn all up like that
I
now.
don't. You know where I shop? You know where I shop?
Where?
I'll tell you where I shop. I shop at every community thrift store and every Goodwill.
I love that. But now, see, look at here. But then we have you here. See.
See, now I was a fashion shoot. I
Mm,
would never wear that.
mm-hmm. See.
And somebody probably said, "Why not?"
Yes, you can tell that that is a fashion shoot right there. When I
Yeah,
first saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, I love that. But
yeah, I
then
was definitely that.
this one right here is well, next to my all-time favorite. Check that out. I was like,
Yeah,
So I like that.
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That was another fashion shoot I had to do for something. I don't even remember what that. But you didn't win that. You didn't win and found some stuff.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I combed your page. I really did. And then let me see if I can find my other favorite one is where you look like you finna become a pretzel. Um,
Oh, you talking about the black and white?
yeah, where you all twisted up and all kinds of things. Is it on here? It may not.
I think
I may not
I
have
think I know
it.
what you're talking.
Yeah, you
There it
know
is,
what
right
I'm talking.
there
Where?
at the top, at the
No.
far right. That ain't not that one.
Oh, there it
No.
is.
Oh, which pretzel you talking about?
Now this is the one right here. This is my all-time.
Okay.
This is my all-time favorite right here. Yeah,
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 that's a little Calvin Klein, little look, a little bit. Yeah, that's when I had some hair, but barely,
yeah, 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 yeah. That
barely.
that one
But
right there is like my favorite of all favorites of you when you're in your fashion mode.
yeah,
And I love the thing that I really, really appreciate is the confidence, being that
you
you are
have to be.
small framed uh man, but everything about you has that look. So I just wanted to share that with um, everyone so you can see, because on the finale video today, I took the opportunity to show that you know you are multiple projects, that you're not just a saxophonist,
Yeah.
besides being a husband, father, um musician, creative. We might as well just say creative, and you're trying, you have to juggle all of that. How often do you get to take, since you work so much and Katrina has said that, how often do you plan any downtime so it's just you and her?
I do. That's probably something I could work on more. Honestly, because every time like we would go out of town, I would end up playing somewhere. She's like, "Babe, we can't go out. Every time we go out of town, you leave your saxophone in Oklahoma City. Don't take it." It's those type of deals. So I try to to space that time. I probably could do a lot better. Uh, but we're weird. We'll go out. We'll plan an event. Like say, hey, we're gonna go here and do this. And me and Katrina will sit up in here and watch movies till we pass out and be like, oh, guess we didn't make it. Yeah, like even like and then she's a hustler too, like a lot of people, I'll tell you like Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day is big to a lot of people. Me and her, we working. She's working her gig, I'm working mine. We gonna meet up, do our thing when we do. But some relationships that could be a big deal, so I guess you just gotta find who works for you. And when I say works for you, in my opinion, like I said, I'm only 30. I don't, 5 years, I ain't got all the knowledge. I just can tell you what I've learned from what I've experienced. And, when people say somebody for me, that doesn't mean that they fit you like a puzzle piece necessarily. For me, that might be, they need some, both of y'all gonna have to, maybe sand some edges, maybe add a little piece here to make the full picture. But fitting together or supposed to be together for me is not puzzle piece. That's not what that means for me.
Okay. Well, give us some idea musically about all of that right there.
About all of that, right? Oh, I can do that.
All right.
So this is going to be, we're going to take, let's see, how can I paint this? Okay, we'll take a chaotic man, or not a man not in a good stance, and a woman not in good stance. Both situations are chaotic, and I'm going to bring them together to make a pretty piece that makes sense.
All right. We want to listen to that. I love that.
Now, let me explain to you what happened though. So,
okay, Spunk, hold on 1 second. To my audience, this is where y'all get to see Debra in her motherly. This JoJo, if you try to interrupt the Debra Show one more time, I'm gonna reach through all of this virtual technology. I'm gonna grab you, and I'm gonna take you in there to Katrina, and me and her, we gonna do some things to you, and your daddy, he ain't gonna be able to help you. So
that's the only reason he in there, because he know I'm on here. He know I know,
and I want him to be in there with you. However, I hear him being disruptive. So JoJo, you gonna need to be quiet.
And it's so crazy because he's the spitting image. When I was a kid, I would beat on pots and pans and get whoopings. So I became a drummer first.
That's good.
I started off on drums. Yeah. Literally. That story, I was 2 years old in my mom's kitchen beating up stuff. Same thing here, except he likes to play and blow instead of beat. So we'll figure. I don't know what I'm doing with this boy. But be quiet. But I want to explain what was going on in that piece. So if at the beginning you heard a trill.
Yes.
That was at the beginning, and it was very chaotic and very noisy. You also heard this. those were two sounds that I started with at the beginning of that. I'll call it a musical monologue, if you will.
Okay.
By the end of the, if you notice, I kept going back to, no matter what I played, I kept going back to both those trills. By the end of the monologue, I had moved those trills into be part of the line. And what I had done was I went from just playing to it became so it gave it place and placement instead of it having no meaning. Is what I was trying to demonstrate.
Okay. I got that. And that would easily fit in how relationships can start off. I could even liken this unto what the Awaken the God and Goddess Within's the event, that the discussion that matriarch Erica Howard just had a few weeks ago about complimenting. And I don't mean, or we found out that Brother Mind Ascension did not mean COMPLI, but meant COMPLE, complete. So I love the way you started out with, you said that's a shrill. Is that what you call it?
It's a trill where you basically juggle between 2 or 3 notes to kind of give the allure of wings or flutter.
Okay.
A lot in classical music, cartoons did it. Old cartoons did a lot. It's just something that musicians do. It's nothing big or serious. It's just
yes, it is.
way to express.
It's big and serious if we remove it from that musical element and place it in the approach of a relationship, and how you took all of that chaoticness and you fused it together and it became something beautiful. You know, do it again, Spunk.
So you had that was the first trill. The second trill was the second trill. I'll play it again. The first chaotic trill was the second. Now, I'm going to play both those sounds, but I'm going to put them with music. That's the same trill. This sounded chaotic. But if it's by itself, it just sounds like. But if you put it with something that it's supposed to be with,
so you figured out, it's like a couple figuring out how to soften the chaos.
Those rough edges.
Yeah, them sharps, them flats, those rough edges, and how to give it order and some smoothness. But even though there's still something distinctive going on, you can pick out what's distinct in the relationship. Okay. And I love the way do it, Spunk.
You made me think of something.
Come on.
In music, one thing that makes music is not, a lot of people think, well, things have to be perfectly aligned. You play your part perfect and all these magical things happen and perfectly together. You have this masterpiece of music, but people don't understand what makes that masterpiece in music is the controlled chaos, the controlled tension. So to go back to the relationships, when I said, I don't think that, relationships are just perfect and dandy, that's impossible. You need controlled chaos. You need controlled tension, like a pulley. You got to work that thing out, because if you don't work that thing out and you just stay in this box and somebody gets stretched out, well, you snap. But if you have an kind of elasticity to that, you know what I'm saying? I think, you know, for lack of better words, controlled chaos, in my opinion, you know, like you were saying, it gives it its place and it comes full circle. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, it definitely makes sense. When we, as females, we've come to understand that we're chaotic and we're all, yet we have that ability within ourselves. If that man ain't got it, right, ladies, we know how to we know how to pull in that chaos and control it. We know how to control our tension when we do want to snap and, you know, on our mates and everything. We, you know, kind of pull it back in, and then the man also has his part to play in that. What would
because even on the man's side, when you talk about the stretch and the elastic side, say a man is not used to loving, you're going to have to stretch past what you're used to, the care that you're used to give. If that person needs more than that, then you're going to have to go past that point if you want to continue that situation,
that relationship?
Yeah.
So are you saying that in your mind you automatically know that you're gonna have to sometimes give more if you want to maintain a healthy relationship with the person that you're ideally trying to be with?
You have to. Both people do. You have to. It's not possible. It's not possible to stay in a relationship and give nothing.
Okay.
It's not possible to do that. And if you are in a relationship where that's happening, well, that ain't no relationship. You just in a bad situation. because both partners be a give and take thing, you know, because you know nobody's perfect, and where I might succeed, she might fall short, and where she might fall short, I might do okay. You know, it's you certainly have to have that that common flow stream of give and take.
Okay. Would you say it's give and take, or give and receive and give?
I like that better. Receive and give. I like that better.
Okay, it is part of because in how could you manage that in music, giving and taking? Is there such a thing? I mean, what would that even sound like rhythmically?
You want to know what it sounds like? You want to know what that sounds like in music?
Yeah.
It's like this. You didn't hear nothing, right? I'm going somewhere though.
Okay.
Because sometimes in music, especially, some of these solos or these riffs or some of these things we like, some of these parts that we love so much, it's the silence that made us love the part. It's the break in the music before he said, oh. It's that, because you knew it was coming. You anticipated the break. So silence is just as big as some of the words you speak. The silence is has the same amount of power as some of the words you speak, if not more sometimes.
Yeah. All right. We'll play a little something for us right now.
Yeah. Okay, let me get back in here. I want to play some jazz.
Yeah. Give us some of that jazz, and you know what? I'd love some little classical. You know, I love classical jazz.
Let me get my other
hand up.
What happened?
Osa has her hand up.
Okay, but Osa, you gotta.
Yeah. I was trying to wait for you to finish. I wanted to ask a question.
Okay. Osa got a question. Yeah.
You got that mask from what's that movie with Jim Carrey?
What mask? Oh no.
I'm joking. What's your question?
I wanted to know, how did you break out of, you know, with all of the training, how did you learn to kind of break that box to become creative with the music, to be able to tell different stories?
I think that started in I didn't traditionally learn how to play like most people go. I went to middle school and I went to high school and learned, but by the time I was taking those classes, I had been playing in church for years. And so not saying that you perform in church, but it's a different aspect of playing like a school setting. It's just different. It kind of gets you ready for real world expectations, especially when you got pastors to follow, or praise and worship teams might change songs at the drop of a dime, or you just have to, you know, be in the moment. If the church is going somewhere, you have to be, you know, in the moment with the music. So it just made me be able to be more aware as a musician to what people need or what moves people by what they hear. It gave me not necessarily a cheat code, but it helped me be able to see, oh, more people are affected when I play this way. More people feel that. They felt that in their soul, or they felt that in their, I like, you know, it lets you know kind of what you can and what you can't do. Now, I ain't gonna say can't. I'm not gonna say can't. I'll say it lets you know kind of what reactions you might get. There's an art. I'll put it away. There's an art to soloing that a lot of people don't understand. It's a reason why certain solos you hear, how they're built. It's a rhyme and reason to why he played it that way. It has to do with how our brain gathers information. It has to do with repetition. I'll give you an example. You notice a lot of times parts in songs that you love, especially if it's not a sung part or a vocal part, if it's like a musician part, one thing that everybody loves is when it's repeated. Mm-hmm. Somebody can play the same thing over and over again. 1 second. Somebody can play the same thing over and over again. I'm not playing nothing before notes, right? But if I was playing that stuff like that in a grand setting, people would go, "Oh man, he's feeling, he's killing it." But it's just because your mind it's being repeated in your ear, and so it's like your mind reinforcing whatever point that the musician was trying to make at that time. That's like one of the tricks I learned over the years, being a soloist, being a saxophonist. People love to hear stuff repeated. They just, something as simple as that, they just love to hear reinforced in their head. I don't know why, but I found that it's just one of the tricks to being a soloist. It's just like, if you play something good one time, play it about 4 more times.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of one thing about college though, a little bit of college I did do for music, they don't teach you how to perform in college. They don't teach you real world expectations for what you do. They teach you how to master, or they teach you the ways to master your instrument to be a proficient musician, as in knowing this in and out, knowing what notes to play on this, how this works, the mechanics. They don't teach you how to connect to people in college. Being a creative or a musician, you have to learn that in the streets. You got to learn that going downtown, going on the street corner, getting a bucket and playing for people. You got to learn that out there on the road. You can't learn kind of what she was asking me. You can't learn that. That's not something you can just be taught in the classroom. You got to bump your head. You got to play with some older people. Yeah, it's a whole tutorial to get to where you're comfortable at being able to not just play your instrument, but speak through your instrument. Because it's a lot of people that can play. It's a lot of people that can learn an instrument, but can you move somebody with your instrument? I can learn anything. Can I actually touch your heart with it? Not everything I can. These things I can. But yeah.
I like that. The idea when you're dealing with an approach or a different approach to love, whether it's self-application, how do you move yourself? How does Spunk apply self-love? What is self-love to Spunk?
Self-love to me is being me wholeheartedly, expressing my ideas, my beliefs, and with full expression, that's the best I can do that. I try not to get caught up in trends. Um, I try to always think for myself, get facts, get different perspectives, but I try to always, in my mind, in my thoughts, be true to who I am as a person, be true to who and what I believe in, and things that I would do with a pure heart. I try to live life with no regrets. Let me see. Life's a journey, man. It is, and I think if you, it feels weird. It feels weird saying it, but I think if you take it too serious, you might mess it up.
Not that it's already messed up, but if you take it
right,
too serious, you can. What are some of the hurdles that you, in dealing with, your own manifesto of being yourself, and moving that out into the world? Have you ever come up against any type of racial discrimination as a musician? Most musicians do run across that. What about you yourself?
I definitely have, especially living in Oklahoma City. Just like they did back in the day, we talent. We're not people, we talent. And so that's still the same thought process they have, whether it be music, whether it be basketball. What they say, just dribble the ball, don't speak, don't talk about pop. They don't want us to have a voice. They still view us as talent. They still view us as livestock. You know what I'm saying? And those are things that I've definitely seen here in Oklahoma City myself. But at the same time, I'll say I give them hell when they deal with me. I'm not coming in there shucking and jiving. You gonna run me my money.
Yeah, you gonna run me. That kind of reminds me of something, Osa, that you equate to in one of your pieces on the Divine Scientist about better have my money. Yeah, so no matter how they're viewing you, and if you're just, I mean, how do you deal with that? And they want you got to go and perform. Does that affect your performance?
It used to affect my performance some, because you're always thinking, oh, what are people thinking about this? What are they thinking? Oh, what am I doing? Am I doing this right? So yeah, it definitely did. But once you get to a place to where you truly believe you're doing what you're put here to do, and that's what you're sold into doing. And once you truly make that step, that committed step, it ain't too much shit that can get in your way. Oh, can I cuss? Oops.
Yes, you definitely can.
It ain't too much stuff that can get in your way. Now people say stuff like that, and then they just leave that in the air. That's something that you have to constantly remind yourself of. That's not a one-time deal. One time fix my confidence all.
Right.
That should be daily meditation. Daddy. Think about these things. Look. Okay, Bubba.
You know what's this?
Yes, Bubba. I'm still on interview. Go back. Get out. She gonna come through the TV and get you. She ain't playing. She gonna get you. But like I was saying,
what JoJo don't understand is you and I are here in Oklahoma City, and he doesn't understand that I can drive.
Really gonna pull up on you. Yeah.
Your house.
Yes.
And come in there and do some things to him. I won't say what I'm gonna do to him on the video, but I can get to him.
He's gonna be scared. But back to what you were asking me, you have to those are some of the things I do to stay true to myself. And I always feel uncomfortable when I'm not being true to myself.
Yeah. Have you ever had to turn down any gigs here in Oklahoma because you could definitely feel that discriminatory tension?
I've had to turn down gigs in Oklahoma for a number of reasons. One being that, two being I think of myself as one of the people in Oklahoma that is continuously trying to keep live music going and trying to keep that essence of us still here before it just goes all washed away. You know what I mean? And so I've had to turn down gigs simply because of pay. I'm prideful about the musicians I play with. I think they're incredible. So I won't come into place and you not treat us how I feel we should be treated. Not saying that we should be, uh, what's the word? Treated, you know, unfair, unruly, or you know, something that we don't deserve. But uh, I want to take care of my guys because they're coming out and pouring their hearts, pouring their musicians, pouring their lives into this stuff, especially the people that are dedicated to being musicians. A lot of people think we crazy, but you know, there are people out here that are dedicated to just wanting to release that energy off into the world. I'm one of those people that if I didn't make a dime from playing music, I'd still be on the corner blowing my horn, because that is my mental space. That is something that keeps me sane, being able to affect people and I like to say change atmospheres. I've always been an atmosphere changer, even just walking into the room, whether I'm playing or not. I've always considered myself an atmosphere changer. So especially when I got my sword, when I got my weapons with me, it's on and popping. I'm here to uplift. I'm here to do whatever needs to be done through my horn, whatever it may be. Yeah.
So on any given day, because sometimes you do actually do exactly what you're saying. You're downtown, you're out and about. I mean, you're just out there. I ain't never seen your bucket, but so on any, I mean, what do you just wake up and say, I'm gonna go and just play out on the streets today?
Some days, yeah. Some days it's literally that simple. I mean, now, I'll say now where I'm at in my career, I'm so busy to where I'm always working on something for the next project, trying to get something ready. But yeah, there are days where instead of going out, I might roll me up something real nice, go downtown and just play. I'll go put I'll put my case on my back and just walk around Bricktown with a saxophone, just playing music, looking at people. They looking at me like, what is this man doing? I'm looking at them like, can you hear me?
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Because I don't do that. I don't do that for the attention. Okay, I don't do that for the attention purposes. Of course, if I get buzz off that, cool, I'll take it. But I'm more so making a statement to be who you are, no matter what. Be happy. It's joy. I'm trying to bring joy out into wherever I'm at. You know, and so and a lot of times when I do that, I'm either in a bad state and I need to play, or I'm either in a really good state and I want to go lift up some other people.
Okay.
It could be either extreme for me when I go do stuff like that. But they both it tends to help me for both.
So would you say you feel more alive when you're doing that and you're out in the open and you're exposed to, you know, the elements, the natural nature elements? Is there a transition in that to the stage, or where do you feel you?
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's tough. Um, that's tough because there's a certain they're two totally different things. Because one is totally more performance based, and it's not that it's impossible to be connected, but it's a little harder to be spiritually connected and goodwill connected when you're trying to perform.
Okay.
When it's coming from an authentic place, it's easier for people to connect to you. It's easier for it to be authentic. Not saying that when I stage perform that I'm not authentic, but it's a little bit more showmanship because that's just how you have to be. If we out in the woods or out in the cabin or out on the downtown vibing music, I'm there to connect with you, living life. Ain't got nothing to do with a performance at that time. I might be performing, but I'm there to, hey, come hop around with me. Hey, come, let's feel good together. That's the difference between the stage and like doing something like downtown or doing something like Nirvana or stuff like that. And and people will tell you, I don't like to be in the performance mode. Like I know people right now that are mad at me because I don't wear suits all the time when I perform, but it's a real thing because, especially when you start talking about smooth jazz and stuff like that, there's a whole image, there's a whole good boy image that goes along with that. No.
No, not you coming in there all checkered.
Now, see, here's the thing though. If I feel like that day, you might get a 5-piece, 4-piece, 3-piece suit. But that's gonna be what Ryan's feeling that day.
Oh, not Spunk, now because, but Ryan.
It's gonna be either one of them brothers. Yeah, man. I don't go off other people, man. You can't do it.
Yeah.
You got one live. You better live your life. One life.
And you would say that is definitely your overall approach to everything, is knowing that you got that one life, it's your life, that your approach to love, to your music is just knowing that thing right there.
It's I wouldn't say this just necessarily just knowing that one thing. I would just say that I try to live life like you really could just die tomorrow. Do the things you really want to do. And I know people say it's hard to say, but throw the care to the world. I mean, I debate with people all the time about, they ask me, how can you just live life like that? Like, you don't, like, you just live life, If you'd asked me 5 years ago what I'd be doing today, I don't know. No clue. I was working at Cox, making a pretty decent living a while back and, doing that stuff. But I wasn't happy. It was depressing. I quit that job and started gigging full time. People looked at me like I was crazy. but I'm doing better than what I would have been doing now. Then I'm happier. You just can't try to live life with a crutch, man. Let them crutches go and walk.
Oh my God. Right. Well, we want you to shut the door so we don't hear JoJo. And we want you to play something else for us. I know you got another rehearsal, right after we get done with this interview. So just play some different, go from, whether you want to go from smooth jazz to classical, and we just gonna sit back and let you do you.
Yes, give me 1 sec. Let me get this thing. Let me switch horns for you.
Yeah, and tell JoJo simmer down.
He's still out there. Wow.
I know he wants to be heard. I'm gonna have to roll up on him. Osa.
I think you do. That's why he's doing all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll up on JoJo. See, let him know. No, I'm not in another city. I'm right here, Oklahoma City, and I'm gonna have to roll up on him and step to him. I'm gonna have to step to him. I'm loving that.
Let me get y'all a track together and then we'll get some music going.
Okay. I'm loving that African man born. Is that a hoodie on the door? What is that? What's that?
That's his shirt.
That's just a shirt?
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Wow, that black and gold.
Face was lighting and that was quiet.
You said you said you was a rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, add me on this guy. I gotta hear these bars. What do you use? Instagram, Facebook? I see Wu-Tang in the back.
Yeah, this is all African man born. That's my husband. This is his area where he normally does his lives. So I took advantage of his lighting because I'm actually in producer mode right now because I'm working on my next album. But yeah. I'll find you.
What do you use mostly?
For producing.
For social.
Mostly I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
How do you I got a question. And then I'm gonna play some tunes. Do you all feel, because look, we're having to do this via social media, basically. So the next 5 years for social media, where are we going? Where are we headed?
See, I think there is just, I see people just hopping on to the next thing. So whatever the next thing comes out, I'm hoping that for me, it will direct more towards personal websites. But you're getting things like Patreon coming up, so where you won't even need a personal website because now they can actually subscribe to you as a person, as a business. So that's where I see it going.
That's so crazy to me. It's just, that's crazy to me.
I got a question. I got a question for Osa too, Spunk. I got a question for Osa too. So are you saying that that's going to be more preferable than live performances, or are we just, we ain't gonna have stages no more?
No,
you're gonna keep doing these tabletop concerts?
Ooh.
Oh, I think that there's always going to be a room for stage because you have extrovert. So they have to be around other people. So as long as that thing exists, then you'll always have a need for concerts. I'm just saying, if we're talking about artist engagement, now it's going to be like, okay, I can actually, now Instagram is kind of opened up a way for people to have direct access to a celebrity or a person.
People, I watch people that don't do nothing but go to work, sit on live all day long, because that's now to do. Yeah, that is now the thing. It's so funny because people, and I'm gonna play after this, I promise. But it's so weird now because people like you, people like her, people like me, entertainers, creatives, thinkers, we're now being lowered to basically just regular, I ain't gonna say regular people, nobody's a regular person, but you get what I'm saying, because everybody's an entertainer now. There's no, well, let me tune in. Everybody's got to tune in. Everybody got a channel. Everybody's everything.
And no one understands what it is to stay up all night working. And I even say composition for myself, because I don't just do like, I don't just do regular like Fruity Loops beats. Like I really go in and try to work on composition. I really learn music theory.
Right.
So I think that it does take away, because it's like, oh, well, you're just, some regular producer. And on top of it, I'm already a female. So it's like, no, I do more than that. I don't just go in. I'm not a bedroom beat maker.
Man. I use instruments.
Well, see, I haven't learned how to record instruments, but I learned music theory to.
But you know what you're talking about. Yes, yes. And nowadays it's like, it's like you go to the computer and all you do is play Matchbox to make a beat now.
Yeah, and it's like, and it doesn't sound the same. It's like you don't get that. And it's interesting because it's like, if you hear other producers, like if you hear David Banner, who actually hires musicians, and you see why his beats sound the way they sound. Who?
Ryan Leslie, one of my favorite producers of all time. You know Ryan, who Ryan Leslie is? What?
I don't.
You got homework.
I do.
Ryan Leslie is a producer.
See, I can't go right now though, because
no,
I don't
you could.
Work. I'm working on the album. I don't hear nobody else's work.
Okay, no, I feel that. Okay,
I don't want to be like, hey, that sounds like no. Like
I feel that.
I'm still waiting on you to send me that song that you trying to want me to.
Yeah, I am. I haven't been.
Yeah,
we have to go back to the studio so I can do the reference.
Yeah,
but it.
All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go.
Here we go.